but vibrationally, I'm putting out gratitude and appreciation. And that is because I am freaking smart. And I know that when I focus on that vibrational alignment, I am welcoming more of it. So if I'm, like I've worked with clients, I've taught workshops on abundance and financial prosperity. It's the same exact recipe. If I'm focusing on being broke and I talk about it, oh, I'm so broke. My friends are like, hey, Tanya, you want to go to a movie? Oh, I can't. I'm broke, man. I'm so broke. I wish I had money, but I don't. And then I'll get resentful of all the people that have money. So vibrationally, I'm going to stay in that heavy place of being broke. Or I could respond different. I've got $10 to my name. Hey, let's go see a $3 movie and then we could get a burrito. I am so rich. Let's do this. And I can focus on the abundance that I do have. Or maybe it's just not the best time to go to the movie. And I'm like, I got $10 and it's growing every day. And I can be grateful that I have $10 because I might be driving down the street and see someone homeless and they look like they're really hungry. And man, that puts it into perspective. I am in a car. I have $10. I'm freaking rich. And so if we start vibrationally focusing on how rich we are, how blessed we are, how abundant we are, everywhere we look, I might see people, like some girl tells me she just had this breakthrough situation and she got this awesome job and she's going to make all this money. And if I'm in a low vibration of jealousy, comparing, competing, I'll be like, oh, yeah? Oh, that's awesome, girl. And they'll be like, whatever. She probably did whatever, And I'll start getting into my little story of drama of why she probably manipulated that. And I'll start to be competitive and compete with her. I've experienced this with humans. When I'm really happy and high vibration, I can sense it in humans. Like, they're kind of pissed about and they're kind of jealous. And, who do you think you are? Why are you so freaking excited? Why are you telling us? Like, why are you trying to convince us? And I've had people say it. But what I see is that they don't get it, that I am celebrating my life. And in doing that, I'm actually raising the vibrational frequency and it's bringing more beauty into my life. So I'm going to keep doing it no matter what people think. If people think I'm crazy or if they just think, oh, Tanya talking about how awesome her life is again, fine, that's fine. But I will tell you, if you watch me and you see how awesome my life is and you don't compare to me and you don't compete with me, you could learn a lot just by watching. And you could learn a lot by shifting your focal point to being a participant in your own movie of celebration, of expressing your love, expressing your gratitude, and talking about how rich you are. You do that long enough and you look at, wow, she got that awesome job. She's so abundant. Abundance is everywhere. Like everywhere I turn, people are just having magic happen. This is awesome. Magic is everywhere. It's like surrounding me. I am drawing magic to me like a magnet. That's how I live. And I don't compete with them. I'm like, that is awesome, girl. I'm so proud of you. I have clients who have had huge breakthroughs from working with me, and then they go on to be very successful at different things. And I'm not going to sit around and be jealous and like, oh, she's really successful. And yeah, I don't know, like maybe no one really thinks I'm successful. No, who cares? Like, I'm going to celebrate their success and be grateful for them and grateful for how I help participate in helping them with that success. And that's going to keep me drawing in more success. That is the self-love alignment. So I'm going to pause again. Does anybody have any questions or anything they want to share on that?
Nope. But let's ask everybody that's listening to call into 919-852-2121 or Computers 2K Voice. And I know you're out there and you should log into chat.
Yeah. Log into the live chat and ask us a question or maybe give us a situation that you're like, Tanya, your self-love thing sounds really great and all, but what about if someone beats me up? Or what about if I went through this? Like, just ask me. Let's bring it in. Last night, I asked the girls in our workshop that, and I said, tell me something that you think is unforgivable. And I just wanted them to tell me something so I could respond and show them that no matter what they're going to tell me, we could respond in love. And so one of the things that came up was, like, what if you've been raped? And the other one was, like, what if you've been abused and assaulted and, like, physically harmed? And I will tell you that both of those situations, I've been through both of those things in my life, and you absolutely can respond with love. And the first test with abuse or rape is to show up with love for self. And when I was younger, I didn't do that at first. I showed up with self-loathing and shame, and I felt like I had done something wrong, and I was embarrassed, and I had all that energy. And so it was really tricky to heal that for a while. But when I got to that place that I could realize, you know what, that was not my fault. I did not deserve that. But I totally love and accept myself for who I am. And I am still pure, and I am still innocent, and I'm still beautiful. And even though other humans made choices to cause me harm, that is not my fault. And that is not something that I'm going to carry poison in my body another day. And so I could then show up with love and forgiveness. And I was talking to the girls last night. I was like, forgiveness doesn't mean you're saying what you did to me is okay. Forgiveness means I'm no longer willing to carry around this anger and this hatred inside of myself because of what you chose to do. And when we're in a place where we feel like we can't forgive and we're holding on to anger and hate, in essence, we are taking poison pills of anger and hatred, and it's really hurting us, and it's really not hurting the other. Or it could, if we're like lashing out, it could actually cause them harm as well. But the point is, no matter what happens to us, we can choose to show up with love for ourselves. A traumatic thing happens. Whoa, I did not deserve that. What am I learning from this situation? I love myself no matter what happened. I am a beautiful person. I deserve good. I deserve love. And this human, though they hurt me and though this was off and it was out of alignment, I will remove myself from them. I may have to stand up and testify in court against what they did. There may be a lot that I'm called to do or to embody my courage and my power, but I can do that with love. I can be loving for myself, and I can still forgive and release the anger from that experience so that that human will be on their way to heal in their own time, and I can heal myself. But I don't need to hate them. And I feel like we're taught to hate. That's not a natural response in us. Really, we're taught that. We're taught by when we're little, we see our parents hating others and talking bad about other people and thinking that that's unforgivable. And we go to religions that say this is unforgivable and you're going to go to hell and it's a sin. We're taught that. But in our true nature, in our true divinity, we are love and we are light. And that is our highest alignment. That is our highest response to anything. And so if you start to show up, laws of attraction again, if we start to show up with that love, we are going to attract more of it. So you see where this is going? It's the perfect direction for where you really want to go. No matter how evil the ex-husband was, no matter how hurtful that coworker was, no matter how vengeful that ex-best friend was, you send them love anyway, and you rise, and you choose differently, and you learn lessons, and you draw in higher vibrational humans and higher vibrational experiences because you refuse to show up with anything but love. It serves your life, and then you become this like amazing shining light beacon of love vibration that anyone in your midst can feel the frequency of it, and they're just the ones who will, want to help and assist you. They're going to just be summoned in like, I just want to be near you. I have clients and family and friends who've said that, like, I just like to be near you, Tanya, like just hanging out with you. I feel awesome. Like I just feel empowered after a talk with you on the phone for an hour. And I'm like, awesome. Like that makes me feel fulfilled and happy to know that that vibrational frequency is actually supporting a fellow sister or brother and helping them remember how beautiful they are, how powerful they are, and how lovable they are. So we'll pause again. Anybody want to call in?
Ron is saying, what if a white man shoots 9 black people in a church? Mm-hmm. And then he adds, all I heard on the media and in the courtroom were family members of the deceased forgiving the shooter. Wow.
Yeah. And what a beautiful, I'm glad Ron brought that up because what a beautiful, like, public experience that's going on. Like, this is getting a lot of publicity, but what a beautiful way that these humans are showing what they live. And that no matter what happened, they're not saying it was right and it was traumatic and it was terrible and tragic, but they are refusing to become the hateful energy because hateful energy came in and it projected anger and fear and harm to someone, they don't have to participate in that. They can see what happened and they can send love to that person. Even if that person has to go to jail and has to have a consequence for their action, the humans that were there that day don't need to hate them. And it's a huge thing that we're here to evolve, because for so long, like I said, we were taught way back in the day to like go out in the streets and watch them get stoned or go to the guillotine. And it's like a public thing. And I've always, when I watch that in movies, I'm like, what is wrong with people? Like, that is so off to like take pleasure in someone being tortured. I don't understand it. But we've been taught that. We've been taught to show up with anger and, yeah, cut off his head. He deserves to suffer. Like if you watch the movie The Green Mile, there's the family that comes in and they're like, you need to burn in hell for what you did. And they're so angry and they're crying. But no matter how much they hate that person, it doesn't make them feel better. And it doesn't bring back their children. But if they love themselves and they can send love and forgive that person, they can heal the loss of that experience. They can heal it and they can rise above it. And that is how we love ourselves. That is how we actually transcend any experience into a higher experience of love.
Well, I added a comment there and I said, I wonder how they really feel inside, though. It's very easy to go to in front of the media and say, oh, we forgive, but do they really feel like that inside? I think it's easier said than done.
There's definitely a lot of awareness needed to do this, yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Ron added, was there response from the heart or to not cause another uprising of riots, and National Guard gassing protesters? One thing is to show to the media how we feel. Another thing is what we feel when we are with ourselves, and I'm sure
you can't lie about that. Like really, you can't hide from yourself.
I think if they put the survivors and the shooter in a ring, there's not going to be love there. There's going to be a lot of beating up.
And that could be true, but the thing is that really this is where we can get distracted with like what we think they've got going on,
right?
But what do we have going on?
Right.
That's the safe time. So like if we can see that that can be forgiven and we stay aligned in ourselves, that's great. There's going to be times that people are going to say stuff and you're going to vibrationally feel that they're full of crap. You know what I mean? They're going to say words that sound pretty, but you can just feel in the energy, there's no love here. And that's okay. That's like the process. That's where they are right now. But them saying that and stating that intention is in the right direction of healing. And honestly, only those people know when they're alone with themselves and if they're harboring anger and hate, they know it because it's making them uncomfortable. Yep. And that's where really every one of us have to do this work ourselves, because I can be saying stuff that sounds pretty, but if I'm harboring hate, then I'm going to be struggling no matter what I say. You know, like this is the thing with like celebrities. You see people saying a lot of things that sound pretty, but they're not really being authentic. And last night when we were talking about all this, what it got down to is the root alignment of everything I feel in our lives comes down to being authentic, being true to self. If I can be true to myself, and maybe being true to myself at this moment says, you know what, I have love for you, but I am really challenged at this moment to feel like I want to say loving things to you because you have pissed me off. And so I can be honest about that. And I can be honest about, I feel like you have done me wrong, but I still can choose to release you and to forgive you as a soul and realize that you are exactly where you need to be in your learning and you're exactly where you need to be in your consciousness. And I'm where I am in mine. And if I can stay in that place where I can be honest and have integrity, I can heal that. But if I try to pretend that I'm fake and I say, oh, I forgive him, you know, I just forgive everybody. But then when I'm alone, I'm like, oh, I'm so pissed. But I can't let them know. I think this is what happens to a lot of celebrities, is that they've got this expectation to look like something and appear like something. But they don't feel like really permission to be who they are. And this is one thing you'll never see me doing, because I feel like